Where were they?
Spread out. Take it slow. They could be in here already.
You're dead, asshole! It's something that they got me!
Bleed out!
Don't believe it!
Come on, that fucker!
Got one down!
What is up, guys? Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video. And guys, welcome back. I'm bringing you another build, and this is an old favourite that feels so good. It really, really does. And I've always been a huge fan of cluster seeker mines, but with that being said, I have felt the last few months they have been really underwhelming. The tracking of NPCs, the way, again, NPCs avoid, like, you know, some kind of ninja style dives. It's incredible. You know, these Shaolin monks that we're facing, I mean NPCs, these guys have these amazing reflexes to dodge and evade our cluster seeker mine balls. Yes, guys, they're evading our balls. So I'm quite happy that in TU10 I'm finding that these are more responsive, that they are tentative to hit more often, which means, yes guys, which means that they're dealing that damage that they should be. And again, when these balls are hitting, they are doing some nice work. And I'm getting about 4 million damage on the Seeker Mines. And yes, guys, they can be improved. Of course they can. Before anybody says, switch your build about, do this, do that, the other. Guys, just don't. Just don't. I know. I can build. I know what I'm doing. But I wanted to share this build because this build to me makes sense. And normally people use the chest piece and the backpack. They use China Light. Yeah, I'm going for Big Bad Boom Glass Cannon. Or I'm going for Perfect Shocking, or I'm doing this, that, and the other. Whatever. With this build, I'm using a hardwired chest piece and hardwired backpack. And it works. So guys, if you enjoy this video, thumbs, doodle, it helps. It really, really does. Gets the video in people's suggested videos. So you see a bit of woo. Bit of woo's good woo. And of course, guys, if you're not subbed to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Now, guys, 75.7% of people watching my content over the last 28 days are not subbed to the channel. So, guys, you know what to do. You know where to place that woo bomb. Let's woo this. Guys, Demolitionist is my chosen specialisation, and I'm utilising that because of that 10% explosive damage, which is baked into the spec. So guys, it just makes sense, and the 10% explosive damage does give me more value than 10% skill damage from Technician. So that's why I'm using this exploding build on specialisation Demolitionist. Works for me. It really, really does. And guys, test it. You'll see. Now, 4-piece hardwired. 0 offensive, 0 defensive, 6 utility stats, 11 little Legos as well. You can see them dotted around the build. Now, guys, let's go through the build. China Light Industries Corporation, 15% explosive damage is integral to this setup. It has to be one of your 2 high ends. That just goes so much long way just to deal that extra damage with your Seeker Mine. So, guys, yes, China Light, 1 piece, essential. Now, that's 10% skill damage, 11.9% skill haste, and 18.8% repair skills. Yes, guys, repair skills, because I want that bit of survivability on the build. Now, the second piece, high end, which is Wyvernware, which again, guys, big thumbs doodle, it helps because 10% skill damage goes a long way. And that's 12% skill haste and 10% skill damage. Again, guys, don't worry about status effects on the build because you're not dealing any. It's all about skill damage and skill haste. And a little bit of repair skills to keep your survivability optimal. Now, we'll start with the holster for hardwired. What is hardwired? What does it do for you and the build? So 15% skill haste is for the 2-piece. The 3-piece is 15% skill damage and 30% repair skills. And that repair skills goes a long way to keep me alive and my teammates alive a little bit longer with these nice fat sexy heals I'm giving the board. So guys, it's a nice addition. That 30% repair skills is a nice little touch. Now, feedback loop has had a little bit of a rework. So whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds, while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. So guys, I'm going to get the extra 10% from the hardwired 4-piece, and feedback loop can occur once every 20 seconds. So guys, that's what hardwired does. However, I'm running with the chest and the backpack, which will, again, amplify these skills. The gloves. The gloves are skill damage. What's up, guys? WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 video, guys. And I'm bringing you another build. Yes, guys, 3 builds in a week, and I'm not done, guys. There's more coming. Don't worry about it. So, guys, what is this all about? Now, you have seen the footage. I've been dropping my little balls all over every mission in Washington, D.C., and I've even spread the love into New York. This is a really good top-tier build that offers survivability in abundance. It offers damage in abundance. You've seen the gameplay and you've seen the sheet at the end. The stats don't lie. There's a lot of damage. Okay, they have, guys, they have. But anyways, a lot of damage, a lot of kills, and I only have 1 damage dealing skill. So you can see how powerful this setup is. It deals silly damage, and the cluster seeker mines now are powerful. They are powerful because they're more accurate, which means they're more responsive, which also means they're going to hit more often, and that's more damage. So guys, cluster seeker mines are in a good tip-top place. Guys, if you enjoy this video, then please thumbs doodle. It helps. It helps the video gain a bit of traction and may appear in people's suggested videos so more people see my content. And guys, 75.7% of people in the last 28 days who have watched my content are not subbed to the channel. That's 3/4 watching the content are not subbed. So guys, a little bit of encouragement to do this. What you need to do, guys, drop the WOOO bomb on the sub button, ding that bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Guys, let's woo this. Okay, guys, Demolitionist is the spec of choice because that's going to get me that 10% explosive damage, and I have that lovely grenade launcher. And guys, out of all the skills available, there's all your supers, your heavy weapons. Guys, you tell me a better one than this. I love seeing these blow shit up. They're beautiful. They really, really are. I love the grenade launcher. It's my favourite heavy weapon. It is. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to say that anyway. Moving on. You can see, guys, I'm rolling with 6 skill tiers, and that's 11 minor attributes. It is a skill build all the way on this setup. I'm rolling with the chest piece and the backpack for hardwired, which is not common. It's not common at all. People would generally use glass cannon, kinetic momentum, they'd use any other talent on the chest piece, and again they would use something like shock and awe or perfect shock and awe. You have other options, tech support and all that jazz, you can use on the backpack. I've opted for something a little bit different on this setup. So guys, 4-piece hardwired, we'll go through the gear. The mask is China Industries Corporation. That's 15% explosive damage. Guys, it is just non-negotiable. You need that 15% explosive damage to garner as much boom as you can with what's possible. It's just essential, so make sure you do that on this build. Skill damage 10%, 11.9% skill haste, and repair skills. And I'm utilizing repair skills because I'm using the Hive Restorer for that element of survivability, especially in heroics. It really, really helps. And it helps your teammates, keeps them alive long, especially DPSs who might take some damage and their armor gets shredded in a millisecond. You can just buff them back up with 3 ticks. And that's why I like using repair skills as an attribute. It helps, really, really helps on the setup. Now, the second piece of high-end is Wyvernware. Again, guys, it's just non-negotiable. Wyvernware, 10% skill damage is just your big thumbs up. 12% skill haste and 10% skill damage. This is the perfect pair of knee pads for this build. What does Hardwired do? So the 2-piece bonus is 15% skill haste. The 3-piece bonus is 15% skill damage and 30% repair skills. That is just great survivability right there. Feedback loop, which has been slightly adjusted. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds, while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. So guys, you're going to get some extra repair. You're going to get some extra damage. That's exactly perfect because survivability has been boosted and your damage has been boosted. It helps. Now the feedback loop can occur every 20 seconds, okay? But why I'm using the chest and the backpack, because they synergize and they make it better. They really, really do. So let's go through the pieces. So the gloves, they are skill damage. And the holster, again guys, very simple, skill damage. Just get skill damage wherever possible on this build. You want survivability, yes, but you need damage, huge damage, and you'll get it on this setup. The backpack is simply, yeah guys, you guessed it, skill damage 10%. And in terms of the utility mod is repair skills for that extra little bit of survivability, which guys is integral. It's integral. And again, in legendary content, if you're running a skill build only, it's nice to have someone who's going to deal some nice hive restoring for you guys to keep you a bit in the game for longer. So something to bear in mind. But the backpack talent is short circuit. It will decrease feedback loop cooldown from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. What does that mean? That means you have a 10-second seeker mine. And again, just go through feedback loop again. Whenever you use or cancel it, the other skill automatically reduced by 30 seconds. It is a 10-second cluster seeker mine, and that's what makes this build really, really strong. And given you're doing 4 million damage, and guys, this can be elevated a little bit more, that's for sure, then you know how much carnage you can produce. But let's just take it up a little bit of a notch. The chest piece. The chest piece has, again, skill damage, which is great. Again, I wish it was a little bit higher, 0.6%, so again, you can elevate this a bit more, but repair skills as well, which again, more survivability. Positive reinforcement. That is, increases feedback loop skill damage and repair bonus from 10% to 25%. Again, that will happen every 10 seconds. That's an extra 25% damage. So guys, you can see why glass cannon chest piece is what it is. But having this and those cluster seeker mines, spamming those all day long, you've got that 25% buff up most of the time. So that's why I like this. And the survivability of having that really nice sexy repair skills. Let's go for the weapons. My primary weapon is the Harmony. This is perhaps not the perfect choice for this setup. However, I've been playing with this all day long and I really enjoy using it. I really do. It's slowly becoming one of my favourite rifles in the game. The main weapon Harmony is perfectly in sync. That's the talent. Hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using the skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. So as simple as that, you get in 20% skill damage and 20% weapon damage. Now, damage increases double while both buffs are active at the same time. Now, with this, guys, it is really handy when you're using 2 offensive skills, because this will be up most of the time, especially if you're using a turret or a drone, because they're simply going to be ticking away at NPCs, and then you're going to get an extra 20% damage from your primary skill, whether that be a Seeker Mine or your Hive Stinger. So, I'm not fully utilizing the most out of this, but I'm really enjoying rolling with this because I'm getting that 20% skill damage and 20% weapon damage as well. The Surge, great choice, perfect choice. It is, but you get 5% extra skill damage, but you don't get the 20% weapon damage. And with this, I've got survivability on this build, so I can move about the game field and do some damage as well with this primary weapon. In terms of the attributes, you see rifle damage, crit damage, and optimal range. Again, I've not re-rolled it yet. I'm undecided, but I will probably go for damage to armor as the minor attribute. Now, guys, my secondary is the mechanical animal. Why am I using this? Well, just why am I not using the Surge? Because of the talent. Future Perfection. Weapon kills grant plus 1 skill tier for 19 seconds. They stack up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge for 15 seconds. So guys, what I would do every 90 seconds is when an NPC is just about to die, I would kill them with this weapon. And then I would drop my Seeker Mines. You know what's going to happen, guys? I'm going to get the overcharge cluster Seekers for 15 seconds. Again, I might be able to roll 2 out as well, so that's quite nice. Again, I could use Perfect Spike. That could happen, but I'm not. I like this. I like this AR. I think it's a really nice, tasty weapon. And that's why I'm using it, guys. In terms of mods on both of these, they're very simple. It is simply critic chance, rounds, critical chance, and critical chance. In terms of the harmony, it is very similar. It's critical chance, rounds, critical chance, and critical damage. Now, my sidearm is simply the backup boomstick. I don't use this at all, and you guys know me from my videos. I like the look of it, so I leave it be. It's beautiful. Now, guys, finally the skills. Now, the Hive Restorer is my healing skill. Don't worry about the refill speed. I'm in the range. It is broken to shit. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry. But what is right is the healing. It's 249,552. And that's a nice buff to the healing. I like that. It's not fantastic. It's not 400k healing, but given the nice little elevation from feedback loop, it's nice to have on the setup. It really is, and I like this. I like this way to roll. And again, a nice bit of sustenance to your teammates as well to keep them alive in the fight longer. Very simple, guys. Healing, repair charges, and health. And then, guys, my primary skill, which is all about them big bada booms, is the cluster Seeker Mines, guys. Don't worry about the cooldown. The cooldown is broken in the range. I think the skill haste is at 500%. That's why, yeah, it's impossible. But yeah, that's what it is. So don't worry about the cooldown. But the damage is correct. 3 million base damage. Now, again, we know there will be someone in the comment section who say, Grupo Sombra, yeah, 2-piece, you wear it 2-piece, you get a bit more. Yeah, of course you will. You'll get a bit more damage. You'll get about 3.2 million, of course. But I'm rolling with hardwired, and that's pretty much impossible to get that kind of damage on this build. But this is superb. Really, really is. You can see, guys, 3 million damage, 10 balls, happy days. In terms of the mods, damage, of course, and the one extra cluster mine, which is potential 4 million damage. So something to bear in mind. Always go with +1 balls. Anyway, let's go for the stats. Again, don't worry about skill haste, guys. Don't worry about it, because skill haste is handled very carefully and very well by hardwired gear set. And this stat sheet, it will be wrong. So don't worry about that. But in terms of your damage from your primary, you're looking 10% critic chance, 50.6% critical hit damage, and 60% headshot damage. You see, guys, rifle damage bonus 25%, AR damage 15%, and we know what hardwire does by now. And then in terms of skill haste, you can see, guys, 500%. This is glitch. You go into the range, you'll see something very similar for oneself. Don't worry about it. That's not what it is. But anyway, guys, this is a really strong build for PvE. Loving it, absolutely loving it, and you've seen the booms, you've seen the survivability, and you've seen the end game damage. It's crazy, crazy, and still, it's such a fantastic build to use in any format of the game. So of course guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.